How you service the RH560 depends on how and where it is used, but continuous service is the key to trouble-free operation. Most of the environments in which the hammer will be used are corrosive to a greater or lesser degree. Corrosion can cause pitting, scoring, and other damage that can lead to cracks. Using the correct lubrication and thread grease will minimize corrosion. It's important to use the right tools and equipment to service the RH560 hammer. This is what you need. It's important to read through the safety instructions in the operator's manual before disassembling the RH560 hammer. Either break the threads while still attached to the drill ring or use a breakout bench. It's important to use the correct gripping area on the piston case when breaking the threads. The operator's manual will show you where. Loosen the driver sub by turning counterclockwise. Remove bit retainer ring from bit or pull out from piston case. Disassemble by taking away the O-ring. Loosen the top sub by turning counterclockwise. Remove check valve dart and check valve spring. Use a soft drift on the piston striking face to free the inner cylinder with a push from the driver's sub-end towards the top sub-end. Remove the makeup ring. Disassemble air distributor from inner cylinder by using a soft drift. Gently hit the bottom part of the air distributor. Take out the piston from the piston case. Use a soft drift to free the guide sleeve that is held in place by two O-rings, by a push from top sub-end towards the driver sub-end. During an inspection, keep the operator's manual close at hand. It contains all the essential wear limit information. The RH560 should be inspected after the first 8 hours of operation. The next inspection intervals are then every 100 hours of operation when drilling in hard, abrasive, wet, or muddy environment. When operating in a dry environment, the inspection intervals can be increased to 200 hours. If there are hammers used with water or foam injection or in wet holes, clean and lubricate it after each use. Clean all the parts using solvent or chemical cleaner. Check threads for wear or damage. Measure external and internal diameter. Look for scratches, nicks, or burrs inside the casing. If present, use honing tool or emery flap wheel to remove. If there are signs of galling or corrosion inside the piston case, replace it with a new one. Check thread and splines for wear. Measure external diameter and length using vernier calipers. Replace driver sub if thread is damaged or the outside diameter and length is not within specified limits. Check threads for wear. Measure external diameter using vernier calipers. Replace top sub if threads are damaged or the outside diameter is not according to specified limits. Also, replace if the wrench flat or shoulder is worn to the point when shouldering of the mating thread is not possible. Check for signs of galling or corrosion. Measure diameters and make sure they are within specified limits according to RH560 Operator's Manual. Control the striking face. If pitting or erosion is present, polish it. Max 1 mm. When inspecting the inner cylinder, focus on both end areas. Make sure to check the deeper parts of the internal surface. Look for flat sides on the spring. If present, scrap and replace with a new one. Make sure the conical side isn't damaged. Measure outside diameter and check air distributor finger. Replace the O-ring if worn. Control status of O-rings. Replace if necessary. Check for wear. Measure diameters and make sure they are within specified limits. Check overall condition. Make sure the bit retainer ring looks okay. Replace the O-ring if worn. Check all parts thoroughly and replace them if necessary, including a new set of O-rings. Make sure that you have a clean working area and that all parts are cleaned, free from burrs or sharp edges. All parts should be properly lubricated before assembling. Insert the guide sleeve from the driver's sub-end. Lower diameter first. Assemble the air distributor into the inner cylinder. Slide the assembly over the piston. Insert the piston assembly into the piston case with the small diameter first, from the top sub-end. Place the makeup ring in place with the small diameter towards the driver's sub-end. Insert spring into the check valve dart. Fit the greased top sub into the piston case. Put the retainer ring back together with the O-ring. Place inside hammer. On the driver's sub, grease the thread before installing it into the piston case. Make sure there's a gap between the driver's sub and the piston case. Fill the top sub with rock drill oil and use a plastic tool to push down the check valve dart. Correct storage is essential. Protect the thread and store the hammer in a horizontal position and dry environment.